my name is Jamie Jones, and I am going to be doing a special education law presentation. In the late 1800s, students were removed from class because the teacher could not handle the additional stresses of a special needs student. In fact, most children with special needs were either separated from their peers entirely or were kept home out of convenience. In the mid-1900s, advocates and lawmakers began to speak out against the segregation of special needs children in the classrooms. 1951 brought about the Brown versus Board of Education lawsuit, which eventually went through the Supreme Court. This case was in reference to the 14th Amendment, which states that no state can deny to any person within its jurisdiction the equal protection of the laws. While this case was primarily focused on segregation between blacks and white students, it also applied to all people, including those with special needs. On July 28, 1975, we learned about the Education for All Handicapped Children Act, at which time there were 8 million handicapped children with 3 million not receiving an equal education. This act became official in 1977 and was amended again in 1990 to what we now know as IDEA, the Individuals with Disabilities Act, that makes available a free, appropriate public education in the least restrictive environment to eligible children throughout the nation and ensures special education and related services to all children. In 1997, students were not to be excluded from fair and equal education. Schools must provide a challenging curriculum for all students with disabilities. In the years between 2000 and 2015, the No Child Left Behind Act was the main federal law for K-12 education, covering those who were of low income and those who have disabilities. This law held schools accountable for how students learned and achieved by collecting assessment data and penalizing schools that did not show improvement. In 2004, IDEA, or the Individuals with Disabilities Act, was amended again, revising the requirements for evaluating children with learning disabilities and providing provisions for discipline of special education students. While we already talked a little bit about the Brown versus the Board of Education, there's still one more lawsuit that I would like to speak about, and it's one lawsuit that's currently pending in Washington State. It's where the ACLU sues Washington OSPI for wrongful discipline of students with disabilities. The American Civil Liberties Union of Washington has sued the Office of Superintendent of Public Instruction, arguing that students who require special education are wrongfully disciplined and forced out of public schools. Students with special needs are suspended or expelled at a disproportionately higher rate than other students across Washington. Special education students represent 14% of students, but make up another 30% of suspended and expelled students, according to the ACLU of Washington. To stay up to date with current legal trends in special education are OSPI k-12.wa.us, the National Center for Learning Disabilities website, and social media, Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn, where you can search for active special education teacher groups or parent groups, or follow experts, teachers, and resources.